On September 26, 1826, Lieutenant Colonel John By and Governor General Dalhousie chose Sleigh Bay, now Entrance Bay, as the location for the entrance of the Rideau Canal into the Ottawa River. The top of the cliff on the western side of the bay was chosen to build a barracks, while the land around the bay was surveyed for a new settlement to house the canal workers called Bytown. This video looks at the various military and civilian artists who were there to capture the stunning scenery in paint. John Burroughs Honey was born on May 1, 1789, near Plymouth, England, and settled in Nepean Township in 1815 after being forced to leave England due to political radicalism. He was taken on as an overseer for the canal by Colonel By on March 1, 1827, assisting the Royal Engineers. Thomas Burroughs was born on October 27, 1796, in Worcestershire, England. Burroughs joined the Royal Sappers and Miners at 17 and served until his discharge in 1824. During his service, he came to Canada and served in Kingston, but returned to England in 1822. After this time in the military, Burroughs returned to Canada with his family in 1826. By appointed him as an overseer on September 23rd of that year. As overseers, both men traveled many times along the length of the canal during its construction, visually capturing various locations through their paintings. Once the canal was complete, both men served as clerk of works, Thomas in Kingston Mills until 1846, and John in Bytown. John died in 1848, while Thomas died in 1866. The paintings of Thomas Burroughs were later discovered in his daughter's attic in Detroit, Michigan in 1907. Burroughs' grandson donated them to the Ontario Archives in 1948. Some paintings during this time were painted by members of the military. Many of these soldiers traveled across Canada, capturing the young country with their paintings and sketches. One such soldier was Philip John Bainbridge, who was posted to Canada in 1836. Among his many paintings include the Chartier Falls and the early days of Bytown. Another soldier, Henry Francis Ainsley, was a member of the British Army's 83rd Regiment of Foot and traveled with the regiment throughout the world. During his time in Canada, he had the opportunity to paint various scenes around Bytown. Other soldiers who had a chance to capture the early days of Bytown in paint were John Elliot Wolford, official draftsman of Lord Dalhousie, and Charles Herbert Sedley, a member of the Royal Engineers who visited the Chartier Falls in 1821. James Pattison Colburn, commander of the Royal Artillery in the Canadas, produced many paintings of scenes along the Rideau Canal. Other painters in the military spent a much longer time in the area. Henry Devernet was a member of the Royal Staff Corps and arrived in Canada in 1819 to assist in choosing the path of the canal. William Clay came to Bytown with the Royal Engineers and created paintings of the settlement and the canal, and also added color to some of John Burroughs' sketches. Many other artists had the chance to paint scenes in the early days of Bytown. Frederick Preston Rubidge was a surveyor and one of the first employees of the Province of Canada's Board of Works, later Public Works. He made some paintings of the Union Bridge at the Chartier Falls in 1844. William Henry Bartlett was one of the foremost illustrators of topography of his generation and traveled throughout the world. On his travels through Canada, he made several sketches and paintings of the Bytown area. Although not hired by the military, many women enjoyed painting as a pastime and captured many scenes in the Bytown area. Mary Ann Pinney captured her family's estate, Horaceville, as a lithograph in 1839. Millicent Mary Chaplin was an amateur artist who came to Canada in 1838 when her husband, a lieutenant colonel, was stationed in Quebec City. She painted many landscapes and depictions of people throughout Canada and had the opportunity to paint the Chartier Falls in 1839. Alice Mary Fulford captured a log slide scene in one of her paintings of Bytown. By 1846, the art scene in Bytown was growing. In August of that year, the community hosted its first art exhibition, organized by John Burroughs. Nearly 200 watercolor paintings were available for sale, along with crafts. In an effort to have Ottawa declared the capital of the province of Canada, many prints were submitted to show the beauty of the area. Edwin Whitefield, who arrived in 1854, created 2 lithographs, one of a view of Barracks Hill and another looking east toward Lowertown and the Rideau Canal. The book Ottawa Scenery by William S. Hunter Jr. was also submitted in the bid. Hunter had produced many lithographs of the area during the year 1855. This video only scratches the surface of painters who were around in the early days of Bytown. If you know of any others, please share them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this moment in Ottawa history and would like to learn more, there are links in the description below. Also, if you'd like to see more videos on Ottawa's history, please hit the subscribe button.